You're muted.
Yep, we are
Yep.
muted. I told you it's been a while since I've done one of these.
Hey, it all comes back to you, just like riding a bike. You'll do great.
Yep.
How you
All
doing?
right, let me pull your slide up.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Hi, everybody. It's Johnna. I hope everybody has survived the snow. It's so pretty outside, but I don't know. I'm getting done with it. I don't know about you guys, but hopefully y'all got to go out and make a snowman. Maybe do some sled riding today. It was a good day for it. But tonight we're going to talk a little bit about heart healthy, and turkey tostadas and a Be Mine PB&J. And the reason we're talking about heart healthy is because February is Heart Health Month. So this is the whole month of February. You need to focus on doing things that are healthy for our heart, going to keep us nice, get a lot of exercise. So just wanted to talk to you real quick about it. I always want to go over the website that you can go to get some really good activities and information. That is the choosemyplate.gov and then the celebratemyplate.org. My dog's going to play with his toys, so you guys can hear him squeaking in the background. So make sure you go to both of those websites to get some really good recipes. There's worksheets on there for you to do. You can print them out. There's different activities you can do online. A lot of different good stuff there, so check those out. Okay, Ruby, if you want to go ahead and go to the next slide. Okay, so as I said, Healthy Heart Month, which means exercise keeps our heart happy. I'm sure that you have heard this 100 times from your teachers, from your parents, from your doctors, from your friends. Everybody talks about you need to exercise, right? Well, right now, this time of year, it's kind of hard to get outside and play, but we need to try to get in at least 60 minutes of play a day. That means it could be just, rolling a ball around, or any type of activity that's going to get you up and moving is going to be considered part of this 60 minutes. Okay, so I know a lot of you are playing video games because the weather's bad outside. So if you've got a video game that requires you to get up and move around, that's perfect, because you're going to do two things you love: your video game, and heart's going to love the activity you're going to get by moving around. You can always, number 3 there, turn on some music and have a dance party. I do this all the time when my grandkids are here. We'll turn on music and they think that Mama is totally crazy because I can't dance, but that doesn't stop me from dancing. I will dance anytime, anywhere. Just watch me go. And it's fun, and it's a good way to get your heart rate up, which is good for you. And then if you have a dog that needs to be walked, that's a perfect way to get some exercise. And if you don't have an animal or a dog to walk, ask a friend or a family member to walk with you. That's a good way to talk and have a conversation, get a little exercise, connect with somebody. I know we're having trouble doing that right now because, we have to stay with just our family members when we're not in school. So, that's a good way to get somebody one-on-one, have some good talk time, and get some exercise. And then maybe look online to find a hobby that's going to get you moving. There are classes online for yoga. There are classes for karate. There are just aerobic exercises that are fun to do. So look online when you're on there. Have your parents sit down with you and Google yoga classes or karate classes. You'll be surprised what's on there. And it's really good exercise, and it's fun. And then the last one there is offer to watch. If you got a little brother or sister, a little toddler running around the house, they will keep you moving. So, offer to watch your little brother or sister. Give the adults in the house a break. That's going to make them love you all that much more, and it's going to get you some exercise too. And then number one thing down there at the bottom is to eat a healthy diet and drink plenty of water. You should be drinking at least 8 glasses of water a day. I mean, this is small glasses. I'm not talking great big huge tumblers, but try to get at least 8 glasses of water a day, and then use the MyPlate to make sure that you're getting a nice healthy diet. Okay. All right, Ruby, you can go ahead and turn around and we'll get started with our recipes for today. So today we're going to make a turkey tostada, and the recipe will be in the chat box on the side here after that, so you can print it off or look at it and copy it down, whatever you want to do. And our ingredients are some cooked turkey. I didn't have turkey, so I got cooked chicken. Some taco seasoning, some water, some tortillas. It says corn tortillas, but I'm using whole wheat because I need to get those whole grains in there, right? Some refried beans, some cheese, some tomatoes, some lettuce, a little bit of onion, some taco sauce, some plain yogurt instead of sour cream because it's heart healthy, okay? And then this says a guacamole, but I'm just going to cut up an avocado and put on here. So I'm going to start off with, since it is Heart Healthy Month, we're going to make our tostadas in a heart shape. So let me show you how we're going to do that. Now, you guys have heard me talk about my handy dandy kitchen shears, right? I love these things. So we're going to start off by taking a taking a tortilla here, and this is just a, what are these? 10-inch, I think, tortilla. And you're going to fold it in half. Don't fold it so much. You don't want to break it completely in two. But then you're going to see here, I'm going to cut up, and I'm going to make the V at the top just by cutting up and then rounding it off just a little bit. Okay? So there we go. We got the top, right? Okay, so our heart's a little chubby down here on the bottom, right? So we're going to cut a little bit of that off just to give it a little more what they call definition, okay? Just to make it look a little bit more like a heart shape. So I just cut across the bottom there. And I'll be honest with you, it took me a couple of days before I got it right. So don't feel like you have to be perfect the first time. And looky there. So we got our heart, okay? So let me make another one, because my husband's going to be eating dinner with me, and I'm sure he's going to be jealous if I don't have a heart for him too, okay? So let me cut up around again, just like I did before. Round it off a little bit. Well, that was a little better. I did a better job on that one, didn't I? Maybe I'll have to claim this one. And then I'm going to take it around and just taper it down just a little bit, kind of cut that curve off back to the bottom. Let me round that just a little bit. And there we go. We got another heart. How cute is that? All right. So while we're making these, and we're going to make these in the oven, and I'll show you how to do that. But while we're doing that, I've got these handy dandy little cookie cutters here, and there's like 5 different sizes. But I'm going to make some chips to go along with our tostadas, okay? So I'm just going to take my cookie cutter, and these are a little sharp on the edge. Sometimes your cookie cutters aren't sharp, so if they're not, you might have to push a little harder. But I'm just going to take it, and I'm going to cut through my tortilla. And I'm going to make sure that I lay it. Can you see what I'm doing there? How I'm laying it side to side. I'm making as many of these out of this one tortilla as I can. And you got to put a little pressure on it to get to go through. And this is a really good idea to do if you want to surprise somebody with a nice Valentine's dinner. Like maybe a parent or a sibling, or shoot, maybe you got that sweetheart somewhere that you can invite to dinner on a safe way, okay? All right, so a couple more here. And look at here, we're gonna have little heart-shaped chips. Okay, let me pull these out of here. Now, this excess that you're going to have here, you can left over, you can do several different things with these. You can eat them. You could throw them on the tray that we're going to use in the oven to bake these, and just throw these little crispy things on there too, and you can use them as pieces of like tortillas to put into your tostada when we're done with that. Or you can feed it to the birds. Birds like these as well. Okay, so you can put them out in your bird feeder and feed the birds with them. I've been feeding a lot of birds. They come up to my back window. Look at there, aren't those cute? Okay, so I'm going to I've got a baking sheet here, and I'm going to lay my tostadas on my baking sheet as such, and then I'm going to lay my chips in amongst them. Make sure you try to keep them so they're not touching, okay? I want to spread them out so everybody's got their own space. We want them to crisp up just like a chip, okay? All right, okay. Then I'm going to take some cooking spray here, and I'm just going to lightly spray over top of this. You don't want to soak them. You just want to do like a real light spray. Then I'm going to flip them over, and I'm going to spray the other side the same way, okay? See, I took all that time to get them laying there nice and neat, and I messed them up again, didn't I? And I've got my oven preheated to 350 degrees already, just a light mist. Now I'm going to pop these in the oven for about, 5 or 6 minutes. All right. So now we got to work on making the filling or the toppings for our tostada. Okay, a tostada is like a taco that is flat. That's the reason we have this one here. I wanted to show you. You just take it like this, and we're going to put our toppings on top of it, and then you kind of eat it like a salad, and then you have this yummy tostada chip to eat at the end of it. So it's really good. So we're going to start off by, let me move us over here to the stove so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, I've got some chicken already measured out into my skillet here. And we're going to dump in about 3/4 cup. I'm cutting this recipe in half. I'm going to put in about 3/4 cup of water. And then I've got a jar of taco seasoning mix here. And I'm going to put a tablespoon of taco seasoning mix in. Okay, can you see that? I'm going to sprinkle that around. Now, taco seasoning has got usually flour or cornstarch in it, which will make it so it'll thicken up. Okay, so it's going to make like a taco gravy, actually. All right, so see how that's all going together right there? Now we're just going to let that sit there and cook until it thickens up. So let's move back over here, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do for our toppings. Now, I've already started. I've got a plate here with all of our toppings. I got my cheese, and I got some onions already chopped up on there. And then I've got some tomatoes that we're going to chop up, which are really super easy to do. And I'm just going to cut them in half. And then I'm going to cut those halves into half, so you're going to have quarters, okay? And if you want to go even smaller, you can. You can cut them into eighths, so you'd have 8 pieces per tomato, okay? And see how super quick that is? Now just watch your fingers. You got to use your knife skills, remember. Make sure you keep your fingers back. Don't get too close to the blade. Now, if you have a big tomato, you could cut this like into quarters and cut it. Now, this time of year, though, it's really hard to find good tomatoes in the grocery store, so I buy these little cherry tomatoes because I think they taste better. But that's just me. If you got a big tomato, you can use it. All right, so we've got our tomatoes all cut up here. And I'll put those on the plate, our topping plate here, so we'll have our little presentation. Okay, so put these over here. Have you ever heard that technical term presentation before? That means it's all nice and pretty like they do on the cooking shows, okay? All right, so next we're going to do some lettuce, okay? And you need your lettuce to be what they call shredded, but you really can't shred lettuce like you would with like a grater, like I talk about shredding cheese every now and then. So you're going to use a knife to cut it up. And I know I've showed you this knife before. This is a kid-safe knife, but it also, as you can see on the handle there, it says lettuce knife. And it's plastic, and it doesn't bruise the lettuce quite so bad. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to cut through this lettuce. And you want this in small pieces, because you know how lettuce is when you eat a taco, or in this case, a tostada. Whoops, caught on my watch. And then we're going to cut it so it's in little, kind of like bite-sized strips, okay? Look how fast that went, okay? All right, so let's just put a little bit out on our plate there. Okay, so I'm going to move the lettuce over to the side. It's not all going to fit on our plate. And lastly, I've got my avocado. Let me check on our chicken over here. It's starting to thicken up, starting to steam a little bit. And I need to check on our tostadas too. Okay, you guys can see. See them down there in the oven? Now I'm going to take those out, and I'm going to flip them over. Okay, let me grab a pot holder. And I got a pair of tongs here, see? And I'm going to grab these, and I'm going to flip them over. That way they'll brown on both sides. And that's how you get them to be crispy. Oh, those little chips are cute, guys. I'm liking these. That's the first time I've made these. I'm kind of liking that. Okay, we're going to pop them back in the oven for like another 3 or 4 minutes. You got to keep a close eye on them because they'll burn. So I'm going to set a timer for this time so I don't forget them. Okay. All right. I'll put this lettuce in this bowl. Get it out of our way. Now, I don't know if any of you have ever cut up an avocado before. It's a little different little different creature. And avocado's got this great big huge seed in the middle of it. So I want to make sure y'all can see that. All right, so there. See how I'm kind of cutting all the way around it? See that big old seed? Okay. So there's the avocado part, and there's the seed part. And I'm going to take a little knife, and I'm going to pop that seed out of there. And there's a cute trick that you can do with these with some toothpicks and some water, and you can actually grow an avocado plant. You'll have to look that up. All right, so I'm going to take my little knife here, and I'm going to what they call score. I'm going to cut lines across this. Okay? See, I'm making lines. Now I'm going to cut the opposite way. I'm not cutting all the way through the skin to the bottom. I'm just cutting through to where I can feel it touching the bottom of the skin. Now I'm going to take a spoon, and then I'm going to scoop those little squares that I just cut out of there. Look at that. So we got little squares of avocado to put on our tostadas. Okay. Now you can go ahead and mash it up if you want to, and just use it like a guacamole. But I like having the big chunks because I like the flavor of avocado, and I like to really bite into it. Okay. So there's that. I might as well go ahead and cut this up the rest of the way since it's so super quick to do. Now be careful you don't go through the skin, and you see how I'm taking that knife towards my hand? It's really not a good idea. I should be taking it down on the table like this. Okay. Okay, so don't do what I do, do what I say, okay? Have you ever heard an adult say that to you before? All right, and we'll put that on the plate with the rest of it. Okay, so there's all of our toppings. Let me rinse my hands off here real quick. All right, so I've already got this tostada here already made, so we don't have to really wait to get all this done to do the final step. Let me get this out of the way. So how to set up a tostada is, I've got the chicken over here all ready. Smells really good, guys. So I'm going to take some refried beans, okay? But I've already took them out and put them in this bowl. So I'm going to take a spoon, and I'm going to smear some refried beans on this tostada shell. Okay, probably about 2 tablespoons full. Okay, so I'm spreading that on there like that. And then I'm going to put some of our chicken on here. So let me get the chicken out of the skillet. And like I said, it says it's supposed to be turkey. I don't have any turkey. So, okay, so there we got some chicken on there. And then I'm going to sprinkle some cheese on top of that. Okay, so about maybe a teaspoon of cheese. Okay, so now our beans were not heated up, so we got to heat this up a little bit. So what I'm going to do, there it goes, just perfect timing. Our other tostadas and our chips are coming out of the oven just as I did that. How's that for perfect? So I'm going to put our tostada, and this is an oven-safe plate, in the oven for just like maybe 3 minutes or 4 minutes, and that's going to make sure that that cheese melts down, okay? All right, so let me set the timer for 3 minutes. Another trick I want to show you is cookie cutters, okay? So, I keep walking away from you guys, don't I? PB&J, be mine, PB&J, okay? So I'm going to take 2 pieces of whole wheat bread, or whatever kind of bread you like. Personally, I like whole wheat. That's how you're going to get your whole grains, which is what the My Plate tells us to do. And I'm going to take my cookie cutter, and I'm going to take this smaller one here. You don't want to make a big hole, but I'm going to take it, and I'm going to make a heart in the center of one slice of this bread. You got to push down. So you go make sure you go all the way through. Okay, and looky there, we got a heart. And then we're just going to take our peanut butter, about a tablespoon of peanut butter. We're going to spread it on first on the other slice of bread. Okay. And if you like more peanut butter, you're more than welcome to do that. Okay. I'm going to wipe this knife off so I don't get it in my jelly. And then I'm going to take some strawberry jelly, about a teaspoonful, and I'm going to spread over top of that peanut butter. Get it all nice and even. Then we'll take just a little bit more where our heart's going to be at in the center. And I'm going to make just like a little blob of it right there in the center. Okay. Then we'll take our other piece of bread and looky there. Isn't that sweet? We have a sweetheart peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Now, wouldn't that be a cute little idea to do for a little brother or sister or a parent for Valentine's Day? And then, if you make a lot of these are really nice to toast them up in the oven and use them for croutons in soup or in salad. And you could use that little teeny tiny heart cutout we had there and do that. So if you were making like tomato soup, you could drop those in there and have little croutons for Valentine's Day as well. So you could be really creative with those cookie cutters, and you can find those any place. They're not really expensive in any of the dollar stores or someplace like that. Okay. All right, let's check on our tostada. Well, I'm gonna have a lot of goodies to eat here tonight, guys. I got a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I got tostada. Okay, ooh, good. See how our cheese is all melted down. Here we go. Looky there. Our cheese is all melted down and nice and melty and gooey. So then we're going to take a little bit of the onion. If you don't like the onion, you can leave it off. Then we're going to take a little bit of the tomato. And we're going to put some tomato. Let's put the lettuce on first. We want that red tomato on top, don't we, so we can see it, so it's pretty. And we're going to take some of the avocado. Of course, you guys know that I washed my hands before I started doing all this, right? And then we're going to put the tomato on top so you can see the pretty red. And then if you can use sour cream, but a healthier version instead of sour cream on this would be the Greek yogurt or just the plain yogurt. So we're going to use that as a topping. And that's all this is just plain yogurt. Okay. I'm using a lot of spoons tonight, guys. I'm going to stir that around. And this is just as good. Well, I actually like it better than sour cream. And I'm just going to put a couple little dollops of sour cream on there. And then if you wanted, you could put some salsa on there as well. But looky there. You have, that plate's a little hot, your heart tostada. Okay? All right, guys. You're all ready. You can have a really nice Valentine's meal, and look how easy that was to do. Get mom and dad to help you with the hard parts, like maybe cutting the avocado in half and getting stuff in and out of the oven. But more you do this, the more experience you're going to be doing it, and you're going to be able to do this on your own before you know it. And it's all heart healthy. You're muted again, Ruby.
I'm muted again.
You're muted again.
That looked really good.
It is, yeah. I can't wait to have it for dinner. But
do you know what else we used to do with those whole wheat tortillas?
What's that?
I had a bunny rabbit head shaped one, and we would cut that one out for Easter in spring, and we would decorate that one with yummy things.
Yeah, I didn't even use the chips around. See how, these chips turned out really cute. And these would be really good.
Oh, those are adorable.
Aren't they?
Put a little salsa on there and a little sprig of cheese.
Yeah. Or, we had a lot of, you had to use a whole can of refried beans. You could put a little bit of cheese on the refried beans and make some dip with them. But yeah, those are super cute. I love these little heart chips. So I'm going to have to invest in some more cookie cutters. I'm even having a ball with these. So.
All right, Johnna. Well, we will see you next week. What are we cooking next week?
Next week, we are going to be with the adults again, and we are making a light cafe mocha instead of the expensive ones you get through the drive-thru. and some homemade scones. So if you've never made scones before, I thought it was really complicated. I was always afraid to make scones until the first time I tried it. Super easy, really delicious. So make sure you
I
pop
love
in and see this.
scones.
I do too. I could eat them every day. Not that I should, but I could. All right, guys. Well,
All
thank
right.
you.
Have a great week. Enjoy the snow.
Oh, you too. Stay safe and stay warm.
Bye.
Bye bye.
All right. Bye.